Coffee and TV is a global creative studio, and we were approached by 72 Films to create a title sequence for House of Kardashian documentary on Sky.
So obviously the Kardashians are hugely wealthy and a very kind of opulent, extravagant family. When we think of portraying families, we think of them in frames, you know, whether it's through old paintings or family photographs. So it seemed fitting to create this very opulent frame.
Inside the frame, we've got the image of what they would like to portray, and then in the background, hidden in the darkness, is the stuff that they would like to be kept hidden.
There's money, there's barbed wire, there's snakes, slightly insidious things in the imagery. One of the ways we work is to use concept frames to get ideas across to the client. You know, it's a very opulent, ornately built frame. I don't think I'd have it in my skill set to be able to build something like that, but with TurboSquid, it's brilliant to just be able to grab a really ornate frame, whereas without that, I would have had to kind of fixate or try and work out how on earth I was going to build this thing just to get the idea across. So it was really nice to be able to speed up the ideas process. Knowing that all the stuff that we source from TurboSquid is royalty-free is amazing, because it does just mean that we don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
When it came to actually building the frame, we ended up using the Flourish pack from TurboSquid. They were all different ornate details that we could put around the edges. So the monogram was part of the pack, but the K was made by John.
And then it was a case of start modelling actual frame sides, start building displacement maps. A few wireframe renders of animatics so people can see how it's going to feel, see the paces.
Generally, in our industry, there's always a lot of time pressure. So, yeah, and quite a few people to get the idea across to, I think. It really helps to be really agile. We can just kind of swap things out, take stuff out. So originally there were some cherubs in the frame, and I think after a while they agreed that they didn't want the cherubs anymore. That was fine, you know, we could just drop them. Similarly, if they wanted to add a new element, it would just be really easy to go and find it on TurboSquid.
With the snake, we had to go through a few different versions. In the end, we found the perfect snake. It was just about to attack, and it had venom in its eyes.
I think if we didn't have those TurboSquid models, it would have been a very different process. I think we would have had to plan it out a lot more carefully.
If you're building it from scratch, you can just spend quite a lot of time just like focusing on a really tiny detail of something, and then you go out and you realise you still have the rest of the job still to make. Whereas with the packs that we bought, we could pepper the frame as we wanted to.
There'll always be a need for bespoke, custom-made models. We've got a team here who are amazing modelers, but sometimes you've got time restraints, or you've got objects that you can just really quickly buy from TurboSquid, get into your scenes, get in front of a client, get them really excited because they can see how it's going to feel, how it's going to look, but you don't have to spend 3 weeks modelling that thing when they might not want it anyway.
Using TurboSquid does just mean that the scope of ideas is much broader. Whatever I kind of come up with, there's going to be something very close to that on TurboSquid. So yeah, it makes ideation kind of limitless, really, which is exactly what we want as creatives.
I personally really love reality TV. It's like my guilty pleasure. So to be on a job where I get into the depths of the Kardashians and make something that is quite stunning, it was really enjoyable for me.
We're really proud of it, and particularly because it didn't deviate from the original creative we came up with. And TurboSquid was instrumental in that ideation phase and then right the way through to the end.
I think we all really wanted to make something people would see and think it's a really elegant thing. So it's really nice having something that the finished piece does look really beautiful.